2 wins from 2 and half a dozen goals without reply are evidence that Juventus are already thriving under Thiago Motta. The Bianconeri are the only team with a 100% record in Serie A, but that perfect start will be tested this evening by a Roma side still seeking their first victory of the campaign and, as ever, roared on by passionate travelling support. It's one of the Serie A classics. It's under the lights in Turin here at Allianz Stadium. It is quite simply Juventus-Roma. The Bianconeri spent big this summer, but their expensive array of attacking talent begin tonight on the bench. It's the same 11 that won at Verona with the help of the latest pair of kids from the next gen, Savona and Mbankula. Nico Gonzalez, Turncoat Menes and Chico Conceição could all feature later on as substitutes. Two changes for Roma from their shock home loss to Empoli. Paredes drops down to the bench, so there's a full debut for Nicolò Pisilli. Dybala doesn't start on his latest return to Turin. Instead, there's a debut for Salamakers, who played under Thiago Motta last season at Bologna. Before we get started, as we have done throughout Serie A this weekend, we will remember a legend of the game, not only here but across the footballing world, Sven-Göran Eriksson, who passed away sadly. Two wins from 2 for Juventus, but with the greatest of respect to Como and Verona, Roma are on another level. Can the Bianconeri continue to impress tonight under Thiago Motta? We're up and running. Manuel Pascali, if Roma play anything like they did in those first 2 matches, they might struggle tonight, but here's Salamakers immediately in possession. Fagioli finding Cambiaso. On it goes for Savona. That was a painful one for Angelino. He's winded. It is a Juventus corner. And it comes from Yildiz. It was Cabal who attacked it with promise. Didn't quite make any purchase on it, and the whistle's gone.
Yeah, probably an offside position, I guess. But Cabal attacked the front post area with energy.
Here's Vlahovic holding off Cristante. Still going Vlahovic. He was being held, and that's why the whistle's gone. Vlahovic strikes the free kick and catches the wall. Also scored at that end of the ground in a game against Roma. Angelino. Cristante. It's a clever ball. Pellegrini. And the touch of Bremer took it wide.
That's a brilliant move by Roma. You can see double movement. Look, you bring in the 2 centre halves.
Pellegrini with the ball in. Vlahovic got his head to it. That's Salamakers. Easy enough for Di Gregorio. Solé away from Mbankula. Matthias Solé, and still Di Gregorio watched it over the top.
Yeah, good football from Roma. Playing some nice and crisp passes, one touch, finding Sule in his favorite position in the pocket, drive the ball forward, waiting for the right moment to strike it.
Clever ball round the corner for Yildiz by Cambiaso. Yildiz, he's found Vlahovic. And here's Cambiaso now. Put behind for a corner.
Juve, when they got room to play the legs of all the young players, especially up front, they are finding a bit of joy. Great move this from Yildiz.
Pellegrini with the corner. Di Gregorio came and got enough on it with his right fist to punch it into touch. Yildiz. This is Cambiaso. It's back towards Yildiz. Cristante has managed to prevent the corner. The few openings that Juventus have produced have all come down this side with Cambiaso and Yildiz. But Fagioli puts it into touch by mistake. But this is a cagey game, like the Serie A of old.
Yeah, it is, because Roma are defending well, not leaving Juventus clear, tidy possession.
Mbangula for Yildiz, nicely done. Here's Vlahovic, and Svila made the save. Had to keep his eye on it. It was spinning awkwardly for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, not the clearest connection for Vlahovic, but it was the first time that Juventus were able to find the big striker, the main man here. The two youngsters combining well on the left. Here, yes, the bounce was awkward, but Svilar was alert.
Celik in for Dovbik. Salamakers. Here's Dovbik bringing it down. It's run the way of Pellegrini. Angelino standing it up. Pizzilli got there. Cabal in ahead of Soleil. Juventus struggling here defensively and added time at the end of the first half. Cristante's cross. Away by Bremer. And then Cabal. Back by Cristante. Locatelli restores order. Cambiaso's given it away. Does look like we're heading into the break with the scoreline goalless. Soleil into his stride. The cross not the best though from the Argentine. Goal kick, and with that the half-time whistle. To say chances have been at a premium is a massive understatement. It's been tense, it's been tight. Most of the game has been played in the midfield. Vlahovic did work his compatriot once, Miles Vilar, but Di Gregorio has been a passenger. Dovbik still waiting to find his feet as Roma's new centre forward. Plenty more to come, we hope, after the break.
Un gesto carico di significato e guidato dalla volontà comune di aiutare bambini e famiglie in difficoltà. Inquadra il QR code sul maxischermo e supporta i progetti Save the Children.
Thiago Motta has turned to two of his new faces at the start of this second half. Turned Koopmeiners is one who was so keen to secure a move to Juventus that he issued not one, not two, but three doctor's notes to get him out of training with Atalanta. He has secured his move. And with him, ready to make his Juventus debut, the slight figure of Francisco Conceição, also known as Chico. Roma have kept Juventus quiet, something that both Como and Verona managed to do, but they're only halfway through the job, Manuel Pascali. And if it were to finish this way, would Daniele De Rossi take the point and move on?
I think so, especially the way the Juventus are performing.
Locatelli, lovely ball, Koopmeiners for Vlahovic, still Vlahovic. He snatched at the shot.
Yeah, it's all about the pass made by Juve in between the lines. First touch ball, here the board by Locatelli, found Koopmeiners, and then Vlahovic for a second had the chance to feed Conceição. That's the first chance, the second half for Juve and the second for Vlahovic. Here, La Joya moment.
De Rossi giving Dybala some instructions. Hasn't been able to score on this ground, either as a Palermo player nor during his time with Roma. Soleil for Dybala. The young pretender makes way for the seasoned campaigner. And Salamaca's debut for Roma ends after an hour, so that Zalewski can come on. McKennie. Yildiz. Cambiaso away from Dybala. Savona has time here. Conceição. Still Chico Conceição. It's reached Yildiz, still Yildiz, and Celik made the block.
And Celik did well, especially no opening his legs, giving Yildiz the chance to hit that part in between the legs where the goalkeeper is always found wrong-footed. Here when Conceição is receiving the ball, you can see, yeah?
Still nothing to choose between Juventus and Roma. Savona. Koopmeiners. Here's Conceição, back for Koopmeiners. And now Wes McKennie, who seemed to have lost his bearings there. He expected Conceição to appear. He arguably had enough time to shoot himself. Here's Yildiz between the lines. And now it's Vlahovic. Needed a better touch. Conceição's managed to avoid the goal kick.
He needed to go with his right, I think, Patrick, instead of going with the outside of his left foot. That was a great pass, by the way, with the right power.
Koopmeiners. Vlahovic tried to hook it goalwards.
Yeah, it would have been the goal of the season. You can see Koopmeiners is a leader, a technical leader already.
McKennie. Yildiz. Douglas Luiz. Conceição. Conceição finds Svila. Good defending. Shomorodov will try and do that. But Baldanzi, the other player, joining Eldor Shomorodov for what remains here. 8 minutes plus added time.
Yeah, it's incredible how many similar players Roma got. Dybala, Baldanzi, Sule, and here another.
And perhaps we're now going to get an insight into how Thiago Motta plans to use Nico Gonzalez. We thought they looked a bit light at centre forward, with Milik out injured and Vlahovic the only viable alternative. But the number 9 is now being brought off, and Nico Gonzalez will play falso 9. Cambiaso looking for Nico Gonzalez. It was just too high.
That would have been, Patrick, the goal of the year. Yeah, Nico, they are always a danger.
Conceição, 1-2 with McKennie. Conceição still battling away. Very hard to knock off the ball. And he's won a corner. In from Douglas Luiz. Bremer was waiting. Endika got there. Cambiaso. Back for Douglas Luiz. Away from Shomorodov. Bremer. That was high, surely, on Kone. Dybala with the corner, away by Koopmeiners. They have added size, Juventus, with these new signings, with the exception of Chico Conceição. Angelino, Mancini, Dybala playing right wing. Dybala, Angelino, Zalewski, Angelino! Di Gregorio was beaten, and that is by far and away the closest we've come to a goal. In it comes from Dybala. Mancini was waiting. Di Gregorio now releasing Douglas Luiz. Roma have committed numbers forward here. Douglas Luiz finding Koopmeiners. Yildiz with the step. Kenan Yildiz, that was the only option really. Nico Gonzalez getting forward, but late in the day.
Yeah, correct. Nobody was in the box.
Kone, Celik, Kone, back with Zeki Celik. It's his cross, up and away by Gatti, had to get that right. Mancini has found Celik, still time for Roma, perhaps. Manu Kone. Cristante was fouled by Koopmeiners. We've played 5 added minutes, and Marco Guida says, that's all for now. Never looked like being a goal. Angelino came closest with his strike late on. Yildiz tried as well, but for all of their new faces and heavy investment, none of Koopmeiners, Conceição nor Nico Gonzalez could make the difference. It is a point apiece for the former teammates, Thiago Motta and Daniele De Rossi. It means that Juventus, Inter and Torino all have 7 points after 3 match days. Roma yet to win, but this was certainly a step forward for the Giallorossi. They have shown that they can match one of the best teams in Serie A. Juventus still to concede this season. Di Gregorio with 3 clean sheets from 3. And it ends at Allianz Stadium. Juventus 0, Roma 0.